You might think you've seen all the cutest animals out there, but I promise there's more fluff, charm, and surprise waiting for you. From tree-hugging climbers to desert survivors with ears bigger than their heads, these 5 animals aren't just adorable, they're fascinating too. Some you've heard of, some you've probably never seen up close, but all of them? Absolutely heart-melting. Let's dive into the world of nature's 5 cutest animals, starting with one that looks like a fox, climbs like a cat, and naps like a pro. Tucked away in the misty forests of the Himalayas and southwestern China, there lives a shy little creature you might not even notice unless you're really lucky. It's the red panda, tiny, fluffy, and just unbelievably cute. Imagine a fox, a cat, and a teddy bear all rolled into one. But don't let the name fool you. Red pandas aren't actually related to giant pandas, not even close. These little guys have their own unique family tree called Alluridae, and their closest cousins, raccoons and skunks. And just like raccoons, they're expert climbers, spending most of their lives high up in the trees. Their reddish-brown fur helps them blend perfectly with the mossy branches, and their fluffy ringed tails act like built-in balancing poles. They've even got sharp little claws they can pull in, just like cats. Red pandas are most active around sunrise and sunset, when the forest is quiet and cool. Their favorite food? Bamboo. Lots of it. In fact, it makes up most of their diet. But they'll also snack on berries, fruit, or even a bird egg if they find one. Funny enough, they're not great at digesting plants, so they spend a huge part of their day just eating and napping. Honestly, same. Sadly, red pandas are in trouble. There are fewer than 10,000 left in the wild. Deforestation, poaching, and habitat loss are making it harder for them to survive. They're quiet, they're gentle, and they really need our help. They might be small, but red pandas play an important role in their ecosystem. And if we all pay a little more attention, spread the word, and support conservation efforts, we can give these adorable forest dwellers the future they deserve. You've probably seen them in photos. Fluffy gray ears, button noses, and that permanently chilled out vibe. Yep, we're talking about koalas. But these sleepy little icons are more than just cute faces. They've got a whole lifestyle built around calm and comfort. Koalas are native to Australia, and they pretty much live their entire lives in eucalyptus trees. That's also where their food comes from. Eucalyptus leaves aren't exactly gourmet. Actually, they're kind of toxic. But koalas have a super slow metabolism and a special digestive system that lets them handle it just fine. Because their food gives them so little energy, koalas have mastered the art of doing almost nothing. They sleep up to 18 to 20 hours a day. And when they're not sleeping, they're usually just sitting still, munching leaves, or quietly watching the world from the safety of a branch. Despite looking cuddly, koalas are actually pretty picky and solitary. Each one has its own little territory and, well, they're not big fans of sharing. But they do have a gentle side, especially mothers with their babies, called joeys, who ride on their backs like tiny furry backpacks. Sadly, koalas are facing serious challenges. Bushfires, habitat destruction, and disease have caused their numbers to drop sharply. In some areas, they've even been declared endangered. It's heartbreaking, but not hopeless. If we take better care of their forests and protect their homes, we can give these calm, quiet animals the peaceful life they deserve. After all, the world could use a little more of the koala mindset. Eat gently, rest often, and hang on tight to the ones you love. They're small, round, and covered in tiny spikes. Yep, we're talking about hedgehogs. At first glance, they look like walking pine cones with faces. But get to know them a little, and you'll see there's a whole lot of charm packed into that spiky little body. Hedgehogs are shy by nature. They don't bark, roar, or leap around. They just quietly shuffle through the grass, sniffing out bugs, worms, and anything else tasty on the forest floor. Their noses twitch constantly like they're always investigating a mystery. And those spikes? They're not dangerous, unless you're a predator. When a hedgehog feels threatened, it rolls into a perfect little ball, turning into a tiny armored tank. It's their built-in defense system, and it's honestly pretty genius. Most of the time, though, they're peaceful and curious creatures. Hedgehogs love to explore, especially at night. They're nocturnal, so while we sleep, they're out wandering, sniffing, rustling leaves, and living their quiet little lives. They don't need much to be happy. Just a safe place to hide, a little food, and a lot of calm. Some people even keep them as pets, though wild hedgehogs definitely belong in nature, where they help keep insect populations balanced. But just like many small animals, hedgehogs face threats too. Cars, pesticides, and shrinking habitats have made life tougher for them in the wild. A little awareness goes a long way. If we protect their spaces and let them be, they'll keep doing what they've always done, living quietly, helping the ecosystem, and being their adorably prickly selves. Otters might just be nature's most playful little goofballs. Whether they're sliding down muddy riverbanks, juggling rocks, or floating on their backs like lazy little rafts, it's impossible not to smile when you see one. But don't let all that cuteness fool you. Otters are clever, skilled, and deeply connected to the waters they call home. Most otters live in freshwater rivers, lakes, and wetlands, though some, like sea otters, prefer the ocean. Wherever they are, one thing stays the same: they love the water. With their sleek bodies, webbed feet, and dense waterproof fur, they're built like tiny aquatic athletes. But what really makes otters special is how social they are. Some species live in family groups, holding hands while they nap so they don't drift apart. Others spend hours teaching their pups how to swim, dive, and crack open shellfish with rocks. Yep, they use tools. Otters are big fans of food, especially fish, clams, and crabs. In fact, they can eat up to a quarter of their body weight every single day. That's like a human eating 20 or 30 burgers in 24 hours. Respect. Sadly, pollution, habitat destruction, and illegal hunting have put many otter populations at risk. But thanks to conservation efforts, some species are making a comeback, and that's worth celebrating. Because honestly, the world's a better place with otters in it. They remind us to play more, care for our families, and float through life with a little bit of joy. If nature had a cute overload button, it would probably be the Fennec Fox. Tiny body, giant ears, big eyes, it's like something out of a cartoon. But this little desert dweller is built for survival, not just cuteness. Fennec foxes live in the scorching deserts of North Africa, where daytime temperatures can be brutal, but they've evolved perfectly for it. Those massive ears? They help release heat and also let them hear the tiniest movement underground, like insects or a lizard sneaking by. They're about the size of a kitten, weighing just 2 to 3 pounds, but don't underestimate them. Fennec foxes are fast, clever, and fiercely independent. At night, when the desert cools down, they come to life, darting across the sand, digging for food, and avoiding predators. They eat just about anything they can find: insects, small rodents, fruit, and even roots. And because water is scarce in the desert, they get most of their hydration from food. Smart, right? Fennec foxes also live in family groups, often sharing cozy burrows they dig themselves. They're vocal, expressive, and surprisingly social, using a mix of yips, growls, and tail language to communicate. Unfortunately, they're often captured for the exotic pet trade, which is heartbreaking. These animals aren't toys, they're wild, and they belong in the wild. Protecting their habitats and discouraging illegal pet sales is key to keeping them safe. The Fennec fox may be small, but it's tough, smart, and full of life. A perfect reminder that even in the harshest environments, beauty and resilience can go hand in hand. And that's it, 5 of the cutest animals you'll ever meet. Each one has its own unique charm, and honestly, it's hard to pick a favorite. Which one did you like the most? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to know. If you enjoyed this, give it a like and follow or subscribe for more stories from the wild side of the world. There's so much more cuteness coming your way.